Ah, ah, okay. I think audio is good. What is up, guys? Welcome to another Sunday morning stream. Hope you guys are doing fantastic today. Kind of low here. Maybe make myself a little bit louder here. Music is, I think, okay and good to go. So, what are we talking about? Music was a little loud there. Let me fix that. What are we talking about today? We're going to be talking about Yin and Yang. Now, the reason I wanted to talk about this specifically is actually because I recently watched a very interesting philosophy video about Chinese Taoism, and stuff like that. And the argument that they made, I thought was really cool, because they said that the Western belief, or the belief of Yin and Yang, and how it encapsulates sort of balance, is actually a Western philosophy. Yeah. And I had no idea that was the case. And the reason why is because in Christianity, there is this belief of goodness and bad, evilness and righteousness, good and bad, hell and heaven. There's these big two differentiating opposite forces, if you will, on how the world works. And when they saw Yin and Yang, their interpretation was, hey, there's a light, there's a dark, and together they create a balance. But he argues that is not actually true. And the reason for that is because the yin and yang symbol actually originated way before Taoism even sort of gave it a bigger meaning than it actually is. Yin and yang is actually supposed to be about the cycle of life. I'm gonna break it down. The cycle of life. Okay, here we go. Now, what are you talking about, Noted? What are you talking about? What do you mean by the cycle of life? Okay, here we go. Actually, let me create a soft brush here. This might be a little bit easier for coloring wise. All right, and then let's go ahead and drop in the black and put in the white and the black. Okay, why is this a cycle? Besides the fact that this is actually a circle, right? Besides the fact that this is actually a circle, the yin and yang symbol was supposed to represent a story, a lifestyle, a belief that everything moves in cycles. There is no good versus evil. There is no balance between the two. It was supposed to be a lesson for farmers, a lesson for really anybody. Okay, not just farmers. Really anybody could use this lesson. And the idea is that the world moves where you will have goodness that comes into your life, right? And then you will have bad things come into your life. And what it's supposed to teach us is that when good things come, we should enjoy it, but ultimately we should also know that a bad thing is also coming. And when it's a bad thing that's happening, we should know that the good thing is waiting for us on the other side. There is a cycle playing about. It was supposed to teach people that when there are times of despair, hopelessness, right? This too shall pass. That is perfect. Yeah, Carly. Also, Carly, welcome. Hello. Forgot to say hi. I mean, I did say hi, but I forgot to wait. But yeah. This will pass, and as long as you weather it through and understand that the way life moves is in cycles, and it has always been actually, since our entire. Some people could even argue that the human personality and the human consciousness also moves in cycles because we are so incorporated or interconnected as a species. It's so easy to sort of follow society, follow the trend, right? And when you follow the trend and when you follow society, everybody tends to move in one way. And when everybody tends to move in one way, it's very easy to get over leveraged. It's very easy to get caught up in whatever the trend is at that moment. And then after that, the natural course dips and it continues to create cycles. Or waves, if you will. The yin and yang is supposed to be a symbol of that. It's a symbol of this movement right here. Let me make this a little bit easier for shorts people right there. It should be something like this. It's never been about balance, good versus evil. It's never been about any of that. And I thought that was really interesting because that's not something that I would have been able to understand and perceive until you look back at history and Chinese history, and then you start to see how strong symbols can be and why the Chinese believe in using characters like to write, like for example to write words. I honestly forgot how to write Chinese characters, but like there are like certain characters, and these characters are supposed to tell us a story as well with symbols, lines and stuff like that, you know. There's an art form to it, and I think that is really beautiful about the Chinese culture. At least it's really deep rooted in culture. I feel a lot of history, a lot of history. So yeah, hopefully you guys learned something new about that. Again, it's not a balance. Yin and Yang is not a balance. It's more of a turning point. It's a turning. Now, I wanted to relate this to real life, right? And how we can apply this to real life situations. And I think a really good example of this, honestly, is now I'm a pretty big economy, finance geek. So I really like putting things that I learned back into things that I already know about. But you could apply this to trends as well. I talk about the economy a lot because I majored in economics, so it just so happens that I'm very interested in this stuff. But the economy also moves like this, if you guys didn't know. These are periods of expansion. This is periods of contraction. And what this basically means is during periods of expansion, we see growth in the economy. We see money printed. We see businesses thriving. We see everybody spending money, right? This is a period of expansion where the government is pouring money back into the economy so that they can rebuild infrastructure, do this, do that, blah, blah, blah. And then at a certain point, we get over leveraged. We run out of money, whatever it may be. Then we have a period of contraction where we start to save money. We start to not spend as much, right? And so the economy sort of drops, GDP drops. And so we have that period of time and then people save. And then at a period, they start spending again because they've saved a lot and the economy's starting to do well again. And then the government puts money back into the economy, blah, blah, blah. This is a wave system. This also happens personally as well. If you look at yourself as a person, if you think about your expansion as getting paid, well, that means you're getting money. You're using that money maybe to buy yourself a meal or whatever, art tools, whatever it may be. And then after you spend your money, now you're in contraction where you're saving money because you don't have money left, or you're kind of low on money, so you're gonna decide to save, right? This happens everywhere. Cycles happen everywhere, and it's so interesting, honestly. When you start thinking in the world of cycles, you really start to understand how the world sort of operates in, and how to take advantage of certain situations. Trends also work this way as well. Art trends, maybe like a new style has become really popular. A lot of people use it. So this is the expansion period. And then after that, it gets too oversaturated, and people start pivoting to other strategies to do art. So it goes down, and then it repeats over again and again and again. Yeah. So yin and yang. Love it. That's our little story for today. Now, I did a couple of things over the week that I wanted to share before we start practicing drawing. 3 things. Before we say those 3 things, I gotta preface. Last stream, I was complaining a little bit about how I wanted to draw on sometimes I just feel like drawing. But the problem with this drawing tablet that I have right now is that if I don't connect it when I start my computer, if it's not connected, it does not connect. It has to be connected before I start the computer. And so if I ever want to really draw digitally, I have to restart my entire computer to do so. It got kind of annoying, so I've been drawing on paper. But not gonna lie, over the past 5 days, I have drawn on a lot of pieces of paper, and I have crumpled a lot of pieces of paper. Because after I finish drawing, because it's just sketches, I crumple it up and I throw it in the trash. And so I decided, you know what? I think it's time to actually look at prices for drawing tablets. I bought a drawing tablet. I bought a Huion drawing tablet. Now, I know we talked about XP Pen. I looked around, but there was no XP Pen at the price that I was looking for. Huion was the only one that I found. So, I have a large drawing tablet now, and these are actually really cheap. I remember when I bought my drawing tablet back during COVID for the first time, it was a lot more flimsy, it wasn't as high quality, and it cost more than this. So, yeah. Times have changed, I would say. Anyway, we got this Huion Inspiron 2 drawing tablet. I kind of don't remember how... I tried drawing on this when I first got it. And it's a bit of a learning curve, not gonna lie. It's been a while since I've drawn on something like this, and so my hand-eye coordination is a little off. But this one I can just plug in at any time. So I will be drawing more most likely. We'll also have this, right, for you guys to watch or to show while I'm drawing. But I think on my off days or when my neck might hurt, I probably will be using the other one to draw. So that is that on the drawing tablet. Now about art. So I've been doing a lot of gesture practice over the last few days, and I am starting to get a little bit better at it. I feel I found some different techniques that kind of work for me that I haven't seen anyone else really talk about, most likely because it's not really that great. But yeah, I've seen some other different art techniques, and I've kind of compiled it to something of my own, and it's very scratchy, and I don't recommend anybody do it. But before we do that, let's do some cubes. Might as well use this. How are you guys doing today? I hope you guys are doing fantastic. Hello, happy Sunday. Do anything cool over the weekend? Sue, welcome in. Hello, how are you doing today? Thanks for stopping by. How's your weekend going so far? Are you going to Anime NYC by any chance? We're drawing cubes right now just for warm up. I think it's like next week, right? No? Okay. Nice. Glad to hear. I know that, completely on a side note, I know that Yoasobi had a concert recently. I've been seeing a lot of posts online about that. Weekend was good. You went to a card show and did a lot of damage on behalf of parting with... What cards did you pick up? Was this your first card show? How was your experience with it? Did you see anybody making some massive deals? Jerry, welcome. Hello. Thank you for stopping by. How are you doing today? Happy Sunday. We're just talking a little bit about Anime NYC. It's happening soon. First in a while, because you took a hiatus for waiting slabs, definitely saw a lot of bills as I'm asking a bit, asking about a $20 card. Oh yeah, when you're talking, yeah. That happened before. I actually recorded it. Some guy, I was looking for black and white illustration rares, and those are like between, or the price bracket I was looking was between $15 and maybe $5 to $15. And I was picking up like 2 or 3 of them or stuff like that. Next to me, some guy is buying like a Moonbreon PSA 10, and then he has a cash counter, like a counter, like it counts cash, a machine that counts cash. And I think it was like, I don't know, it was like 4,000, I don't know how much it was, but it was like thousands basically. And yeah, stuff like that was happening. I thought that was interesting. I also talked to some people. I found this really interesting. I typically like talking to random people during cons because I'm kind of curious, like, sort of, you know, how they got into the hobby and all that stuff. And I remember one guy that I was talking to, he was a lot older, and he said, like, he asked his friend, I want to get into Pokemon, but I want to buy something that will maintain and hold value over the long term. And I don't want to buy that many cards because I only know a couple of cards. Like I only know maybe like from Kanto, or Ruby and Sapphire. That's all I know. And basically their friends would say, okay, then you should just get, you know, some really popular Pokemon. You should just get like a PSA 10 Moonbreon or a PSA 10 Dragonite from Evolving Skies, or you should just get the Eevee Evolutions PSA 10 as a store value. And they buy it. And I found that to be very interesting because they're not really buying it because they like the card. They're buying it because they want it as a store value, which I thought was really interesting. It's like, And there's a lot of people with money. a lot of people with money. I cannot compete or understand. Alright, I think we are pretty good on rectangles today. Practice a little bit of all different sizes. Let's go ahead and clear that. And let's get started on some art. You sent your pickup over? Nice. I'm glad. Art grind. Yeah, today we're going to be practicing more on posture stuff. I think that obviously this is not something I can master within a couple months. But I do believe that this is going to be extremely helpful in art. So I got to do it at some point. So we are going to be practicing posture, but these postures that I'm going to be doing are going to be a lot more safer. I've been doing a lot of risky postures, where not risky in the sense that they're like bending in all different ways and stuff like that. today I kind of want to try a little bit more safer postures, something that is sort of standing upright instead of being perspective. And I also want to try to exhibit emotion through simplistic postures. I think that is our goal for today. Yeah. So. Let's go ahead and. Usually I'm like doing such weird not weird, such different poses that I don't even know if I can do like a a simplistic posture. Let's see though. So one little tip that I learned that I've been trying out at least for that I asked my art friend, it's that they said to make instead of making a circle, perhaps just make a cross. You don't have to make the circle. Why are you limiting yourself with the circle? That is what I was thinking about. So if I just do something that is a plus sign, maybe it would help out a little bit. Though for the circle though, I definitely do prefer making a sort of a circle. I've been also like playing around with like chibis and whatnot. Seeing if like a lot of the posture practices would kind of help me out. And I will say it definitely has. I feel like my chibis are a lot better. worms are trash today, guys. It's like terrible. Maybe if I sort of just overlay it through it, maybe something will happen. Oh, you know what I need to do? Hold up. This is what I need to do. I need to open up the side here, and I need to make navigator. Yeah. Zoom in on the navigator. I don't think I can. I guess it goes to the entirety of it. Free flow, Nettie. Let it go! Let it go. I've learned also over the past few drawing sessions that back when I was doing anatomy practice a couple years ago, I did a lot of sort of art decomposition practice for some of the proportions of the characters that I like, that I want to draw like, and it's so different. It's so different from like what a lot of people teach online, which is the natural proportion of people. And I tried to draw like proportions like people, right? And I noticed that my proportions always looked off from what I really wanted it to look like. So my characters typically, at least how I kind of like it, are characters that are they're thinner and they sort of have longer legs. Definitely like more childlike for sure, but I am able to create a more adult looking character. I just need to elongate everything, I guess. But yeah, like proportions like this might be like a little bit of my style. Okay, so we have this right now. Let's go ahead and draw over it, shall we? I also want to draw a little bit with chalk. I know I've been drawing with pencil a lot. Well, I could continue drawing with pencil too, I guess. Too much. Let's make her an elf. I've been watching a lot of what's Mushoku Tensei, and main character just had another child. I've just had a child. I want to make her... What's my button to flip canvas? Okay. Always focus on the face, aren't I? So obsessed with the face. Not bad, not bad. I think I kind of make it a little pricky. Just a little bit. I think I'll make her a little more cutie. Like have one kind of go up and the other one kind of go down a little bit, you know? Definitely make this a little bit bigger and wider too. You know, a lot of people put their neck bones on varying different places, I would say. Varying different places. For me specifically, I kind of like putting it a little bit, well, it really depends on how the body is sort of looking, right? I guess. I kind of like putting it a little bit on the A little bit higher than normal. I think it's higher. Maybe I'm wrong specifically. Also need to get into the habit of making my neck a little bit longer. Also, I want to push in her face a little bit more. Where is my liquefy? Cool. Whoops. There we go. And my artist friend also told me to break everything down into shapes and to really sort of how do you call it? What's the word? If you break everything down into shapes, then the silhouette becomes a lot more easier to see and understand. So that means like really sharp lines, right? And of course you can go ahead and add what's the word? Detail in later. This should be a little bit higher, I feel. I'm not a fan of this little point right there. Well, what if we make it higher? Nah. I think it's just a little bit higher. It's not even that much. Yeah. The boobs are very interesting because I typically don't draw my characters with boobs. And so I don't know how, I mean, I can draw small ones, but medium-sized ones, I am unsure what to do. I know they spill over, but yeah, I should practice that, shouldn't I? Her boobs are sagging like crazy. Let me fix this. If she was having a bra, it would be pushing her up. Her boobs up. Honestly, it would be something like here. Right? If I were to draw boobs, it would look something like right here. So, and that's the worst case scenario. So if that's the case, then I don't know. No, you would think that as a man, I should be able to do this sort of thing. I should know how to draw boobs, right? It just seems too low, you know? This whole area just seems too low. This makes sense if she was having like a push-up bra. Yeah, I think naturally it should be like here. So, this specific picture, her, there's a little bit of a slant right here. That's fine. And then that slant kind of leans over this way. And then there is the hip bone as well. We can't forget about that. Guess it would look something like this. Something looks off here. Let's break the anatomy down a bit. So this area should be coming out more, I think. Then this area should be coming out more. Because it should be creating sort of like this V pattern. So it should be something like the hip area should be creating a bit of a V pattern, like so. So these are where the hip should turn. Roughly, right? I'm going to exaggerate this a little bit more. By making it lower, I want to make it seem as if she's kind of leaning a little bit. And I think that I'm going to increase her neck size just a little bit. Okay. Now, my anatomy breaks off here. Because at this point, I'm not sure where everything goes anymore. So let's go ahead and stop there. Let's go ahead and do the hair, guys. That's the most important part, the hair. So for the hair, could I get a character from the chat? Or else I will make my own. Could I get a character? I'll probably take off the elf ears if the character doesn't need it. Oh, my back. Ah. I made a stretching sound for my back. I'll play it for you guys. A character, yeah. What is my goal? Nothing. It's just to practice. Simplistic, expressive postures today. I've been doing really complicated ones. I kind of want to break it down a little bit and focus on the fundamentals. Honestly, this whole body I think should move up a little bit. Upwards. Yeah. Yeah, that's a little bit better. Any character, guys. It has to be female. Fern. That's from what's that anime again? Free Rent, right? Okay, let's get a picture of Fern. Let's do it. She's not a witch. I mean, she's not a, sorry, an elf. So get rid of this. Okay. So what we do with hair to create flow is we gotta draw the hair. You know what? I think we should use. There's a special tool here. I forgot what it was called. I think it was called. Excuse me. Maybe I don't have it. Never mind. Fern's hair kind of basically goes up to like right here. And then she has two hairs, one hair on the front, and then that goes up to the bottom of her breasts. So it should be like right here. The other one should go right there as well. Then she has back hair, so let's make that one a little bit darker. The back hair is probably like right here, and back hair kind of fans out this way, and it's that hair is really long. Overall, her hair is very, how would you call it? Make it a little bit less volume here, so we can kind of add it as we kind of go. Because we have this hair and this hair, and then we have the outer layer kind of go out a little bit more, right? So this outer layer kind of goes out a bit more, and honestly, it flares out. But that's her hair like so. But we can do something. So she actually has a very. Her head is very thick here. And it just kind of curls off like so. Okay, now let's rotate the hair a little bit, because her head is turned a different way. This whole hairpiece is going to turn like so. A little bit more darkness here. Are you a fan of Fern? The back of her hair actually is bundled up, it seems. I just saw it from a different perspective, so this actually doesn't make sense. And then her ear actually can show. But her ear can show, and then this area is a lot less. Let's just make that circle shape a little bit more circular. And that's her. Now, how can we make this a little more interesting? Because this is her hair now. But, you know, we gotta make it more interesting, right? So how about... make it more... Okay, I think this is a good rough idea. Let's go ahead and draw in the hair now. Ba-ba-dum. I'll erase her mouth. Hime. Whoa, that's beautiful. Little hair kind of just draping off of the cheek. Very feminine. Now we gotta sort of create depth here, using a little bit of the art techniques I've learned. Oh! Carly, thank you for the sub for 5 months. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you. I appreciate it. Enjoy the emotes. Thank you. Am I doing a good job with Fern? The hair looks great. Glad to hear. Awesome, awesome. I'm gonna add a bit of texture going on right now. Again, the focus on the texture is to capture the flow of the hair, while also leaving bits and pieces out. Nice and light. And then her hair kind of comes out like, I think this one I'll just leave as is. Can have a little bit of a strand just to make it look nice. Oops. I feel like this part is a little too out there. Maybe not. Yeah, I think so. Or not. Maybe not. Okay, very cool, very cool. After we finish the hair part, we'll do a little bit of just chatting. Looks like for her hair pieces right here are a little light, so I'm gonna just try to Fern doesn't really smile much, right? So we're gonna give her like a little bit of a type of look, right? And this part right here, I feel like is a little much. I think it can be lowered a little bit. Just a bit. There we go. Nice. Is the hair done? I think this part right here can actually kind of go out a little bit more. And maybe this part of the hair can be... Let me just see what would happen if I did this. How do I do it? Okay, let me just... No, I think this is right. Oh! Oh, beautiful. You got this in a beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. They always say, you are your own hype man. How long is her hair? Oh, shoot. It goes all the way to her butt? Oh, gosh. Long hair. And, which robe? I'm gonna play with the eyes a little bit, and then we'll take a break. What would happen if I made her less, a little more stern here? What would happen? I kind of like it when it's more open like this, yeah. Though I do feel like this is something wrong with her eye here. Maybe just my imagination. Oh, you know what it was? It's one of my eyes is smaller than the other. I mean, why not wide as enough? Not wide enough. That's better. Okay, let's take a break right here. Oh my gosh. I need to get a bigger drawing glove. Honestly, I feel like my art, if I compare my art from when I peaked in 2023, I think it was very illustration focused. I definitely dumb down my art. Well, I think in a way that is more refined, less showy offy and more like just I guess kind of makes sense more, if you will, a little bit. Though, you know, kind of feel like I moved this one a little more than I should have, actually. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay. Okay. I think I know what I'm doing. I get worried about like the smallest things, I swear. It's not straight. Well, I mean, it's not supposed to be. Or is it? What if I just... That looks better. Okay, so that was my issue. Okay. Something was off and I was trying to figure. Yeah, there we go. Okay, that was bothering me. Something was bothering me. My third eye was telling me something. Like something was off-centered. Now, I'm gonna try to create a little bit of hair strands that kind of pincer within each other, and that is gonna help sort of create a little more depth in the hair a bit, I guess, because when you start like shading it in, those areas where the hair connects kind of give it a bit of depth, yeah. Okay. Nice job. Okay. Let's hear some water. So, in other news, Bulbasaur right there. In other news, let me see if there's anything else that I have written down. So what I typically do, Bulbasaur, yeah. Typically what I try to do is write down some things I want to talk about. Let's see if Okay, I got one. This one's really interesting. I wanted to talk about this one a while ago, but I kind of forgot about it. And that is going to be something that I was learning about. The phrase is eternal learning means if you live a life of eternal learning, that means you're going to live a very hard life. So that's what I want to talk about today. Eternal learning. What does that mean? So for eternal learning, that means that you're constantly, you're always constantly seeking new knowledge, trying to learn new things, because you just like learning, right? You like learning new things. It gives you like a little bit of a dopamine rush, learning something new. It helps you if in certain situations, it helps you remember different things in your life. If you sort of pursue that sort of life, it's going to be hard. The life is going to be hard. And the reason why is because learning itself is hard, especially as you start growing older and older. There's that saying that says, you can't teach an old dog new tricks, right? So as you get older, your brain becomes, at a certain age, your brain stops developing. Like it's not neuroplastic anymore. And I think, I could be wrong, but I think it's like age 25, like around the 25 area. That's when your brain kind of stops absorbing information in a way that you used to be able to do it when you were younger. Which is why some people also say like, oh, if you want to learn a new instrument, a new skill, or anything really, you should learn while you're younger. Because it's a lot harder to learn when you get older. That being said, it gets hard. You have, because your brain is, it's built in a way to recognize patterns, to remember. Honestly, it's pattern recognition. I think that's like the main thing: pattern recognition and memory recall. And then by having those two together, that's how it sort of finds the shortcut, the shortest way possible to get the information that you need at that right time. And as you're learning more and more, it gets harder and harder. So when they say it's a hard life, it means that you're constantly looking for new things, questioning the things that you've learned. The idea of always taking on new challenges, because one of the ways that you learn is through new challenges. If you're opening a business and you don't know how to market yourself, that's something you have to learn. If you are at a new job and you don't know what you need to do, that's where you have to learn. And so, and if you actively pursue learning, not because of a necessity, but because of a desire to, you're actively seeking new challenges. And if you're actively seeking new challenges, you just are gonna have a harder life. That doesn't mean anything like bad or anything. I think that it's like a different way of life, because I never really thought about it that way. I like learning a lot, right? And learning gives me a dopamine hit, and I like that. But I never thought of it to be a harder life, to want to pursue learning, especially the things that I want to learn about. Everybody's learning though, but to like actively pursue it, that's a scholar right there. That's a scholar mindset right there. Yeah. Life of challenges, life of difficulty. But in that difficulty, there's the journey, and the journey is what's fun, right? Journey is what's fun. What else do I have? Oh, is it like the whole thing of knowing too much? That, you know, this kind of goes into philosophy a little bit. I know a lot of people aren't like this, but personally for me, I do a lot of self-reflection. And there's something that has plagued me a lot over the last 5 years. A lot. And I've been trying to figure out a way to do it less. And so far, my solution honestly is to shut my brain up. But let me explain. I tend to overthink things. And I don't know if it's childhood trauma. It could be. I'm pretty sure part of it is childhood trauma. Part of it is, wanting to save as much money as possible, maybe. Part of me maybe my brain is overthinking a lot because it really loves to learn and it really likes to find patterns and I find dopamine on that. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's a multitude of different things. But when I want to make a decision, it takes time and I can't make it on the spot. There's a lot of people who can just say, you know what, let's go drinking. And then they just go drinking to the bar. And then in my head, I'm thinking about, okay, if I go drinking, what is the end result? How am I going to get there? How much am I going to spend? Is it even worth it? Do I even want to spend time with that person? Do I have anything planned for the next day? I need to do my hair. Is it worth the effort? I have all this things I think about when in the end, let's just say I do go out. I wasted all this mental energy over the last 15 minutes, maybe 30 minutes trying to convince myself. It was a complete waste of time when I should have just did what I felt, which is, am I going to go? Yeah, then just do it. If I'm not going to go, don't do it, right? And so I have this problem with overthinking. And it goes back to what you're talking a little bit about, Carly, which is the whole idea of knowing too much. I think knowing too much is not really a great thing. It's good, but it can also be a bad thing. And for me, in my case, I think it's a bad thing because it prevents me from doing things, just taking action. And taking action, in my personal opinion, is actually more important than being smart. I think there's a lot of interviews about successful business people and companies and stuff like that. And they have found that the people who overthink are the ones who typically don't do well in management positions as well as CEO positions. The people that overthink typically are in consulting or people who are like teachers or philosophers and stuff like that. These are professions where overthinking is okay. But in entrepreneurship, when you're running a small business, a restaurant, whatever, it's more about action than to think. It's better to take action, make a mistake, learn from it, and then repeat, rather than overthink, not make action, and miss the opportunity. So it's something that I've been trying to fix. I really don't know how, but yeah. I don't know if you guys have a similar issue. Do you guys overthink as well, or is it just me? I don't know. Thinking is, in my opinion, it feels like it's robbed me of more opportunities than it has saved me. I remember when I was a lot younger, when I was around 21, 22, I spent 30 minutes trying to figure out what ketchup brand I should buy. I was doing research on my phone. What ketchup brand should I buy? I'm glad I did the research. Now I know what to buy, right? I just go there and I know exactly what to buy. But that's the type of overthinking that I'm thinking about. Yeah, I'm thinking about, okay, I see ketchup. Oh, so I just got I just oh, you picked it up? You picked up the Enzor arc? Let's go. I think you did. You got the Gardevoir, the Altaria, of course, Clefairy, and the Miriam. I don't know if Sue is here. Sue just sent me the pickups that she got. Awesome. Anyway. Yeah, oh, awesome. Yeah, I love the Enzor arc. Enzor arc is awesome. And then you finally got your Gardevoir, and then you got the Altaria. Altaria is awesome. Jiro Sasumo is if you guys are curious, this art right here. Jiro Sasumo is an incredible artist. I read his bio on how he started drawing. Get this, he is a salaryman. He's a salaryman, and he does art for fun. And he entered into a Pokemon competition, I think in like 2022 or something between 2020 to like 2023, around that time. And he won. It's basically Pokemon has this competition every year where a bunch of artists basically submit their art piece, and whoever wins, like, I don't know, like top 5 or top 4 or whatever it may be, gets to become a contract worker or can get a contract with Pokemon where they're able to draw art for the stuff. Thank you for the alert, Carly. And so Jiro is one of those guys that caught my eye, because he's so humble in his interviews. He's so humble. He's like, oh, his goal is always to tell a story. And I've done a lot of art analysis on my Instagram channel where I just analyze Pokemon art. It tells an entire. Actually, I'll give you an example, Sue. So, this Altaria, right? This Altaria, it's flying, and you're gonna notice that there is Wingull here, right? Did you know it's a connected art piece? There's Wingull. Why is Altaria flying with Wingull, you may ask, right? Why is Altaria flying with Wingull? Let me show you why. If you didn't know, if you knew, I'll show you anyway, because I'm geeking out about this stuff. So where is it? Almost choked on my saliva here. It's because of this art piece. This is the connected art piece. Jiro also drew this. Yeah. That Swablu is actually with the Wingull. Swablu, I believe what happened here was either it lost its home, or maybe its egg kind of was with the Wingulls for some reason. Whatever it may be, it got assimilated into the Wingull's ecosystem and or flock. And because of the similar color schemes, which is blue and white, it shows how sort of in the Pokemon world, you don't have to be the same Pokemon species to live with each other. You can, a Pikachu can be with a Dugtrio. I don't know. They could be friends, right? They can live together or whatever. And in this case, Swablu can be part of a flock. And as the Wingull evolved, not Wingull, as the Swablu evolved to Altaria, most likely due to a moment of trying to, because Pokemon evolve in the world as a necessity, not rather something that are a necessity or a desire, like to protect or just happy or very, very happy. Like it's through intense emotion or through a necessity of somehow. So something happened, and that Swablu evolved into an Altaria. But even still, the Altaria still flies with Wingull, which I thought was pretty awesome. Yeah, I have 3 copies of it. I like this so much. I had 3 copies. I have one in my personal binder. I have one that I wanted to sell when it got higher so I can pay off the one that I bought. And then I have another one in a PSA 10. I got it like 2 years ago. A year ago, I mean. Yeah, I bought 3 of them. Because I liked it so much. Jiro as an artist, he's like probably for me top 3 for Pokemon artists for me. I love his art so much. So good, so humble, and he's a salary man. That's crazy. That is crazy. He does it as a hobby. He does Pokemon art as a hobby. Oh my gosh. Wow. I know there's another one, another artist. I think her name was no, not Susu. Is I don't remember. I don't remember her name. But she has iconic art too, and her story is very interesting too, because she actually doesn't even draw anime art, but her art looks so anime-fied. She was in the same ranking with Jiro, and she also won the contest. And she went to art school, and she's an art teacher. Actually, she's an art teacher at some college, and she draws real people, like real people, anatomy, you know, like oil paintings. You know, she does that stuff. and then she does like Pokemon art, and then it's like okay, I know which Pokemon she drew. She drew Miltank. So her name is Yu Nishida. So she drew basically this one right here. So that Miltank is, you can see it's very anime-fied, which I thought was such a big contrast to what she actually teaches and what she actually learned to draw in college, which is basically real people, real everything. And she talked about in her interview, as she was creating her style, she said that she didn't really have a style, an anime style per se. What she noticed was that, you know, in her professional career, she drew real stuff, but then she noticed that she always liked to doodle small little cute things, like on paper, like chibis and stuff like that for fun. Not as like a commission or anything. She just like drawing small little cute things for fun. And when entering into the Pokemon competition, she thought about like, let me just draw what I really like drawing, and just see how it goes. And then she won. She says that she doesn't really have a style, so she is I mean, she could do so many different types of styles, and that this specific style was something that she thought that would really resonate to the cutesy appeal of her, I guess. It's not all sides of her, but it's a part of her. I think that's really interesting is because she is such a she she's so knowledgeable about different styles of art that she's able to choose between each one. Some people, right, they can only do one style of art, anime or whatever it may be. But you know, to be able to have multiple styles of art at your disposal, I think is quite an impressive skill to have, because it allows you to explore different types of art in different spaces. Yeah. So yeah, that's her. Yu Nishida. That group, love that group. Yu Nishida and Jiro. Okay, I geeked out a little bit about them. But congrats on your pickup, Sue. Congrats. I would have done the same. Oh, I forgot to mention one more thing. The Clefairy you picked up is from Naoki Saito, my right here. Right down there it says Naoki Saito. I typically reference him a lot on stream because I watch, he's on YouTube. He used to have over 1.3, I think 1.3 million subscribers, but his channel got taken down, so he has another channel now, but I think it's almost around 1 million subscribers again. He does art tutorials, and he does art, he does a lot of art videos talking about the common traps of art, like, are you getting, like, a lot of common questions that he gets, he does that. He also is the concept artist for Dragalia Lost, if anybody played that app game that shut down many years ago. His style of art is very sort of focused on the expression of the character. So his art is really focused on the idea of look at me. I think that is one of the things that he says. Anything he focused so much on the expression to make sure expression and the face and the character. He focuses so much on that appeal that makes you not want to look away from his art piece. It's a very sort of, he describes it as a very sort of like what's the word? Not really selfish. The selfish is not really the word, but more like his art always shouts like, look at me. I guess that's what he's really known for. Just look at me. And he kind of does this with his color scheme too. He's really he's also very like talented in the way that he does colors and backgrounds and stuff like that. So Naoki Saito, I wish he would do more Pokemon. He typically does more like trainers rather than Pokemon, but there are times when he does do it, and it's a treat to always see Naoki Saito do that. Yeah. Love it. Naoki Saito is also a fantastic one. Yeah. You know, something that I've realized a lot that's very different between American art and Japanese art versus like Korean art and then Chinese art and stuff like that. It's so interesting because I think that Korean and Chinese art are similar in the sense that the art is very designed to be technically impressive and also made for the industry, the gaming industry or the art industry. Like, it's kind of like when you like American art here, it's kind of like thinking about, okay, you go to art school and you learn how to draw like different animals and different stuff like so you can work at Disney, right? It's art school is prepping you to work at different game studios and to draw what they want to draw, which is back in the day it used to be just basically Disney, but nowadays you could also think about like Riot and concept art and stuff like that. That sort of painterly style. That's what the art industries teach you here, or even like superhero Marvel sort of stuff. Yeah, and then Yeah, in Korea and in China it's similar, except that they're focused a little bit more on like, you know, gacha games or like web novels or anime games. I don't know, stuff like that. That's what they're sort of learning. I think that a lot of people who are drawing anime art would actually benefit a lot from taking a Chinese or Korean art school rather than an American art school, if they even have that for learning how to draw that style. But Japan is different. I don't know what's up with Japan. Japan, if you look at like Pixiv, Japan has some of the most like wacky pieces of art, anime art. Like their art is so varied in so many different ways. They have like really wacky stuff to like really clean looking stuff to like you think of it like, okay, you got Naruto, you got Jujutsu Kaisen, all of a sudden you got One Piece, which is stretching everything with big hips, and then after that there's another one where it might be something really small like Detective Conan, and then, you know, it's just so varying in so many different shapes. There's so much ways of self-expression. And I think that Japanese art is the very essence of, if you want to enjoy drawing art and having a style that is unique to yourself. It's very, I would say, even pure. Like, it doesn't feel like there's any corporate push onto how an art style should look like in Japan, compared to like China and Korea and I guess even America. I for some reason I just really respect that. I like it. They pioneered so many amazing art styles too, that, you know, the fantasy genre with Fire Emblem, Final Fantasy, Grand Blue, stuff like that, and there's a bunch more. And then they have other art styles that like are really focused on like colors and splashes of colors, and just, I love Japan art. It's nice. Going back to how it relates to Pokemon though, the Pokemon art is very interesting because it's so varied. I don't know if you guys have ever looked at Pokemon cards and how varied the artworks are sometimes. I don't think that can happen in like America, China, or Korea. I don't think that amount of variation can occur as to the level of Japan. And so yeah. So I think it's pretty neat. It's awesome looking at the art, and I'm so glad I collect some cards so I can enjoy it and just enjoy the art. Yeah. Simplistic colors, storytelling. Love it. Amazing. All right. Real quick. Going back to our art piece right here. So we were just drawing Freeran a little bit. We're drawing Fern. And after taking a break, it's always good to take a break because you get to sort of see what might be wrong with the piece a little bit, you know? And one thing that I kind of wanted to do was I kind of wanted to make her hair a little bit larger. And I also wanted to move her wanted to make this part a little less puffy. I want to go in more a little bit. Yeah. And for her eyes. Overall, I think that it'd be cooler if her hair actually kind of came out like that. Let's erase this. I don't really want to draw her clothes because I'm still working on anatomy, and clothing is next on my list. So we're gonna leave it at that for this picture. But I do like it, so let's go ahead and move this to another layer. Excuse me. Oh, my back. That feels better. Okay, let's do another one, maybe. Another posture. So simple pose. And we are looking for blue here. So over that bit. So for this simple pose, let's try to do something that's a little like that, maybe. One of the poses that I never got to finish was a pose where it was hands here, kind of like a rawr thing. I never really got to practice that one. I think that's something that is good to have. Okay, let's see if we can do this pose. Very simple. Hands out. I think that I do need to lower this by a little bit because the arm should be at the middle point of the waist. Okay, let's try drawing over this. Let's see what we get. Let's go ahead and make that a little bit larger and move it up a bit. Oops. Okay, bigger neck, right? Let's do a bigger neck here. This time, what we're gonna do is we are going to create shoulders that are being kind of pushed up a little bit. Let's try for that. One taller than the other. Let's do shapes like they said. Arm here. Like so. Like so. Add this to help showcase the rib a little bit. A little bit, because there's going to be a little bit of a... We're going to worry about the details later. Get the shapes. Proportions, I think, are off. Like, one thing that I kind of struggle on, I still need to figure out is how long this area right here is one area. It's usually like, I kind of see it as this kind of like this rectangle. And then we have this other portion here, and this other portion kind of creates this sort of pattern. That part, I don't know how long it should be. Can I draw arms? Or hands, if you will. That's a question I don't know. But I do know how. Um, I do know how like how what's it Hirakoshi? How Hirakoshi sort of does his arms. It's like French fries. So I don't know if that looks right. I give it a shot. At least I gave it a shot. You know, I think this line actually might help me out a little bit. Just a little bit. Just a bit. This whole area needs to be shifted. This whole arm needs to also move up a little bit. I don't know. Okay, here we go. Let's do our... let's do our fingers. French fry fingers, let's go. 1, 2. 2. Right. 2. 3. 4. This fourth one's looking a little sad. Big thumbs. It's like this thumb got like... It's like this thumb got stung by a bee. think that this whole area should be a little bit inwards before. This one too. Oh, something about it feels off. Okay, let's draw the face. What type of face should we draw? Big eyes, small eyes? Draw nice and cute. Dun, 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 dun. Something's wrong with the face. Sometimes the face structure can look a little off. Okay. I think we are okay with this. And kind of want to make this a little bit bigger. I want to show her that she's really happy, you know? I feel like this zone area, I keep messing up. Perhaps it's not supposed to be there and it's supposed to be like this. Perhaps. I think that the hip should be a lot higher and then it should go down more. I think. This whole area here. Like it's this is supposed to be like a love handle area, I think. And then it's supposed to kind of go outwards. Yeah. The love handle area? I think so. And this is supposed to be here. And then this is supposed to be probably like right here. I don't know. Okay, but regardless, we've got a character. Let's go ahead and darken everything here. All right, I need another female character. Does anybody have a female character? If not, I will just choose a random person. none? Alright. I will put my... I'll put my, how about we do... I don't know. I really have this really like this, maybe, I don't know if it's a fetish, I don't know what it is, but I am a big fan of the, even though I like medium hair, I'm a big fan of the Asian, I think Asian or anime moms have this hairstyle where it's like, you gotta be married though. It has this like hair coming drooping down from the sides. But I kind of forgot how it kind of looks like. I think that her hair is like... I don't remember how it looks like. If I type in married anime mom, will it show up? Oh yeah, it does. It does. That's so funny how it does. Let me just redo this. There's a different style as well. This is another style. This one's a little more like this one's more of a dressing up a little bit. I think that we're gonna need to if I flipped it because her hair is in the way, you know? Maybe not. Oh, that's a really high forehead line. Let me make that. Let me make that a little bit. There we go. No, it's on the same layer. I messed up. There we go. Our line here. It's gonna go. We've got to break everything down into little pieces. That's what Grand Blue does. We'll do that. Bring it off like that. Her hair sort of go down like so. She's like, oh, it's not me. Sheesh, now me. How one side is coming out farther than the other, so let's go ahead and change that real quick. I think we're there almost. I think that this part right here should be a little more bigger. And I kind of want this to be a little like bigger, you know? All right, let's go ahead and add our detail in now. Broad strokes, inwards. We're gonna add a little bit of cross-hatching, not cross-hatching, spots where hair will kind of go beneath each other. This one kind of goes like so. This area right here. So get a little bit of My loss, your gain. I think we take a break. We take a break. Let's go. Very I think that honestly our eyes are a little too what if we do something like this instead? Yeah, I think the eyes were a little too big, but if I do something like this, where it's a little kind of like she's like really, really happy or kind of, I think it's better. I wonder what will happen if I also lower her eyes a bit. And I also increase this. Yeah, that's right, Nene. You got this. You got this. Nothing's wrong with this though. What's wrong with it? I feel like eyebrows are too high. And I also believe that it should be think that... Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna detach this part right here. I think that detaching it might give it a little bit more. I could be wrong. But what if it actually gives it a little more? Oomph, I don't know. All right. Perfect. I think that is it for today. We did actually some really nice pieces of art. We practiced simple poses this time. Focused a little bit more of instead of doing really complex gesture stuff. And tried to break down the arms and the body into shapes more, into corners and stuff like that, rather than curves, which kind of helped me, I think, kind of visualize a little bit more what it should look like, at least. I think overall this piece, though, needs to be moved up a little bit. Yeah, just a bit. But yeah, I think that's it for today. Thank you guys for stopping by. I do appreciate it. Happy Sunday once again. Hopefully your weekend has been fantastic to you, and it continues to be fantastic. I am going to be heading out now, but we will be back next weekend, Sunday, for some more art. Yeah, that being said, catch y'all later. Drink water. Have a wonderful day, and bye-bye.